Hey guys, what's up? This is going to be the first video in a series of walkthroughs of mine. So I was basically I was browsing YouTube and looking at the other PokeMMO YouTubers. And I found this guy's video, MT Birchfield. He seems super sweet guy, like I don't have anything against him or anything. But just watching his video, yeah, there's just a lot of misinformation in this video that I think will actually hamper you as a new player. So I'd like to just go through this video and then kind of just point out things that just are inaccurate. Okay, so we're going to watch it together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm MT Birchfield. Today we're going to be discussing some tips for brand new players to PokeMMO. These will be things that you can do or that are useful information for brand new players in the PokeMMO community. So let's go ahead and get started with these 5. Alrighty, starting off at number 1 is play through at least 2 regions before trying to breed.
Okay, yeah, first off, don't worry about finishing 2 regions before you start to breed. This is an MMO, so for instance, if you're not playing Kanto, you're going to access the breeding center a lot sooner, and honestly, your main priorities is probably to access, the MMO features of this game, which is going to be breeding and playing PvP and stuff. It's okay if you'd only do half a region, and then start breeding. You don't need to wait. There's no, X amount of money that you need to have first and stuff. You can always start from scratch, so you don't actually need to, save up a bunch of money. So let's just keep going.
So, when new players who are looking to join the competitive scene in PokeMMO ask me what's the most effective way to make money in PokeMMO, I'll always tell them one thing: re-battle gym leaders.
Okay, yeah, rebattle gym leaders. No, that is a very ineffective, boring way to generate money. Most people aren't going to tell you the actual best way to make money in this game, and that's because they're greedy, and they don't want you to know because they don't want you to affect the market prices. Battling gym leaders, and I'll go into more detail in my money making guide, but battling gym leaders is about 100 to 120k per hour of a completely mindless grind. If you want to make more than that and still be battling, you could be doing Battle Frontier, and that caps out at about 240k per hour. And it's a lot more fun, and it's actually skill based and compared to just like holding down A basically. But the best way to generate money is going to be berry farming, okay? And berry farming is going to be 600k an hour, so literally 6 times as much, and that's scalable. So there's no limit to that. You can just keep creating alts and you can keep creating new characters, and you can just go. There's sky's the limit with that. And my personal opinion is not to grow actual berries, but is to grow seeds. So you just do 3x of the plain seeds of any different type of variety, and then when you harvest them, you take and you sell the very seeds. So they'll be plain and very, and you sell the very seeds, and then that'll give you plenty of profits, and then you'll end up with infinite stacks of plain seeds, and you use the plain seeds to replant, so it pays for itself essentially. Let's keep going.
In order to do that, you'll need to beat the entire region, including the Elite Four. After that, you gather your team from the playthrough and travel the region using an amulet coin, which is now an hour-long consumable, and rebattle all the gyms in the region. Since they're double battles, be aware that your team needs to be decent enough to take on the rebattles matches. Always recommend that you beat at least 2 regions for this reason. Using the amulet coin and beating a single region will usually net you just under 100k Poké Dollars. Beating 2 in one day guarantees that within a week you could effectively reach 1 million within the span of that week, as long as you grind out at least both of those regions in a single day. Remember that you can only battle the region once per day, and it takes a full 24 hours to reset. Number 2, start in the Kanto region.
Okay, so he's gonna say do Kanto region first, probably because it's easier, I think. But basically there's only 2 regions that actually matter in this game, and one matters way more than the other. So the only 2 regions that matter are Unova and Hoenn. Okay, so the reason why Unova matters is because that gives you access to the largest berry field in the game. And back to my other point about the 600k per hour, that's what you're going to be doing. So if you're creating a bunch of alts and stuff, you're going to be grinding to that point in Unova over and over. And the second region that matters is Hoenn, and that's because that has the Battle Frontier. And technically, Kanto could matter because it has the Battle Tower too, but that is also in Hoenn, so you're better off just doing Hoenn. That has more activities to do in the battle facilities on the Battle Frontier. So really the only two regions that actually matter are Unova and Hoenn. Let's keep going.
Now, this is kind of my own personal opinion. While I won't tell you you can't be successful starting in any other region, I will say this: Kanto is by far the best and easiest region to start in. It's by far the fastest region to beat, and will also get you access to Vermilion City relatively quickly, which that also gives you access to other regions so long as you have at least 4 badges. With the close proximity of cities and the limited amount of trainers that are within the region, you can beat this region relatively quickly. In addition, there's also access to the Shard Tutors, which will help you to build an effective team for rebattling the regions. Number 3 is talk to your mom. So, in the event that you choose a region by to go to Sinnoh, but you actually accidentally click on Unova, go back to the region that you just came from. So, back to the Kanto region. Number 4 is the Elite Four will heal your Pokemon after every battle. So, plenty of full restores, revives, hyper potion, heal your Pokemon 4 with the Elite Four after you've beaten them and the champion for the first time will not battle the Elite Four. And our last tip for today, number 5, is save any money you earn by playing through the region. So for a lot of players, there's this temptation to buy items or Pokemon.
Okay, back to the other point I was trying to make. There's really no point to save up a bunch of money unless you really want like a certain vanity or something. Why sit on a bunch of money and the whole point is just to spend it? So generally speaking, your priorities are going to be to create competitive Pokemon, and you'll see in my breeding guide that I'll be uploading soon is that there's ways around that too. There's ways to save a lot of money, depending on how much time you want to sink, and depending on if you're willing to drop a couple stat points here or there. But yeah, there's no like real reason to save up like a whole bunch of money, because really you don't need much to really get started. You pretty much chances if your intention is not just to quit the game as soon as you beat the storyline, which is what most people do, then you're gonna be wanting to make competitive Pokemon, and so you should really just get on that as soon as possible. If you finish halfway, that's fine. You can always come back later, and that'll give you more of a realistic expectation as to how long it's actually gonna take you. So yeah, that's basically it. I was just kind of concerned that a lot of new players would be watching this video and be given kind of just bogus information. I mean, I'm sure this guy has the right intentions and everything. He's just trying to make a helpful video. But I just wanted you guys to kind of get the truth and understand that there's a lot better ways to go about it when you're a new player. So to highlight what I went over, you want to start in Unova. If you want a lot of money, you're going to need to grind berries, and that takes place in Unova. And don't worry about really even beating the regions or anything to get started in PvP. That doesn't matter at all. As long as you have access to the breeding center, that's it. So yeah, hope you guys like this. It's going to be the first video in my tutorial series, and I'll be going in depth on all the money making methods I mentioned in this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.